What's going on, traders? We're looking at S&P 500 2000 tick chart. I'm going to be sharing with you my live trading session for today. And identifying the structure is the first thing that we need to do as traders, because we want to stay on the right side of the chart. We're not using indicators. We're solely relying on the candlesticks alone. So we need to carefully analyze the structure. What I can see is that prices has been pushing to the downside. We've been making lower highs, lower lows. I'm drawing these trend lines on the chart because I want to follow the trend line rule. After price will break the trend line, traders will attempt to create a new extreme. All right, and after a new extreme, you would expect correction or straight up reversal. But in this instance, there was very minimal bullish momentum to the upside, and price straight down, turned down lower once again. So this leads me to believe that there may be a larger downtrend working like this, and it fits really nicely off the lows. I'm still don't feel too right about this because this is not a strong downtrend. It is quite steep and we are pushing a little bit higher right now, but it is a possibility. It really fits nicely off the lows, and this is how generally you know that you got the trend line right, if the market geometry fits. So right now I'm a little bit unsure, so I'm going to be careful taking any trades, but the downtrend bias it is for now. All right guys, I'm preparing my limit order as I'm going to take a sell entry right here. If we trigger below, it is happening very quickly. May not even get the opportunity to sell, but let's see. And we got fill. So I'm going to move my stop loss one tick above this bar. I'm going to go for 8 ticks. Well, this is extremely quick trade. So I'm going to move my stop runner one tick. Excuse me, it's happening really fast. I'm quite focusing. I'm going to move it all the way down to here. That doesn't really matter. I'm going for 8 ticks only. I'm not at 8 ticks. I actually, yeah, I am 8 ticks. Am I 8 ticks? Let me see. 50. No, I'm not 8 ticks. Never mind. And we got out. So this was fairly quick and I didn't even manage it properly the way I should have. But let's see. We were very close getting stopped out. You guys saw me that I had my automatic strategy already put in place. 4 contracts as a scalp and 1 contract as a runner, just in case something unexpected happens. And I'm going to mark my first trade for the day, and we may get stopped out here on the runner very quickly. But what I'm looking at is this is a downtrend working lower. Price is below EMA. There's this shorter uptrend working higher. There's a little break, attempt to create new extreme. There was a bullish bar. We closed above and instantly turned down. Big bearish bar that closed below EMA, indicating that the downtrend is legit. All right, this is important part because we closed below EMA. Normally, if price pulled back above this key level, the EMA is going to hold prices, but EMA didn't hold price. We turned down lower, trapped everybody going long, and instantly reversed down. This happened extremely quickly. You guys saw me. I almost didn't even manage the trade properly, but right now we're holding a gigantic runner. And let's see what's going to happen. All right, so I'm resuming the video, and price formed a break of this entire downtrend. And according to price action rules, that doesn't mean that we are going to start looking for longs. I'm still looking for reasons to sell the market because traders will attempt to create a new extreme. All right, just because you have a break, that don't mean I'm going to start concentrating. I'm sitting patiently, letting this bullish correction play out. Price push back below EMA, confirming the bearish momentum, and then push way too low, and there's a new extreme. There's a first entry long pullback, second entry long failure, but you're very close to this low right here. You already formed a double bottom. You're far away from EMA, so you cannot go short all the way down at the very low of this move. All right, it was very tempting. I was looking to take a second entry short, but you know, by the time it's too congested, the bar is way too big. You're going short directly into these lows, so no real entries. You guys can see we are bouncing from here strongly, so you always have to take the entries near the EMA. That's the most reasonable entry, and don't never sell the very low of the day. That's always dangerous. Right now you can see break, new extreme form, so the downtrend may be over. We are expecting correction and possibly reversal. We will see. We will see. All right, so we just had a news event somewhere around this area, and every time there are news about to pop out, you want to stay away from trading like five minutes before and after at least. I don't think this were like high impact news, but nevertheless, you never want to risk getting a slippage and getting, you know, having a gigantic stop loss. However, take a look how price action reacted. There was a break, new extreme, price starting to bottom out at this important support. And at that point on, once you have a break and new extreme, you're expecting correction or straight up reversal. I was expecting a first entry short, a second entry short failure, but I wanted for the bar to close above EMA to indicate that there are buyers in the market and the EMA is holding prices, but we pushed a little bit lower, and then there was the failed second entry short, and then market took off. But this signal bar is doji bearish body. We're below EMA, not that ideal, and there price formed this higher low, which was extremely tempting, but by that time EMA is really flat. You're getting very close to this top of a trading range. You're very close to news. So I was looking to go long here. Just follow the rules. Follow the rules. The context will tell you everything. Break new extreme. Price is struggling to push lower. Lows are being established. So we're expecting for price to break out higher eventually. All right, right now we're pushing higher strongly, and we may finally get a decent uptrend to start. So, all right, guys, I'm resuming the video as I'm going to enter short if we close below this big bearish bar. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to move my stop loss 1 tick above this bar. I'm going to go for 8 ticks. I'm going to move my runner somewhere around here, and let's see. We're very close to get. Come on, 1 more tick. I entered a little bit late because I wanted to enter below this bar, but it formed so quickly that I waited for this bar, and now we're 1 tick away from getting filled, and we got out. Perfect. So I'm tempted to push the runner a little bit higher because I entered quite at the lows, but there was so many failures to push above. Take a look at all these teams that price kept pushing below the EMA and below this trend line, that you cannot ignore the strong downtrend here. There was actually, I was initially looking for first entry long, second entry long, failure, but the signal bar is horrible, doji looking bar, and we closed below EMA. This is not what you want to see. I want to see a bar to close above EMA, a strong bullish bar. And since we kept pushing below EMA and kept pushing below EMA, I decided to take a little bit of risk here and to enter at the very low, but this was the safer entry. All right, this was the, because you enter on the inside bar. So you have entry right here, and you have room, a little bit more room to these lows, and your stop loss is also smaller. So I really like entering on these inside bars, but luckily we got filled on this bar right here. So I'm going to move my runner somewhere at these lows, but since my entry isn't ideal, let's see if we can get, we can catch a nice runner here. All right, guys, I'm resuming the video as I'm going to take a failed second entry short right here. Let's see if we can get it, because I'm looking at the uptrend structure right now, and we just missed the trade. Okay, and there it goes. Perfect failed second entry short. So what was I looking at? Because after price broke this downtrend, created a new low, price strongly rallied up higher. Then we pushed below EMA. There was a failed second entry long above this bar right here, and there was a lower high that closed below EMA. You guys saw me taking this trade. And then I was looking at first entry short, second entry short, failure. But I needed to see price to push above the EMA. Now, why I didn't go long above the higher low here or right here? Because once we bounce from this point, I just noticed this geometrical pattern, these matching lows. So I want to see if this uptrend is valid. I just cannot go long blindly here because there is not enough confirmation, definitely no confirmation off the top. So I want to see a failed second entry short. I want to see people getting trapped. But, you know, as you guys can see, we pushed above EMA, so this is good. We closed above EMA, so this is good. There is only 1 tick bearish body. That's okay. They could have easily closed bullish. So this is what I was looking at. Unfortunately, missed the setup. All right, guys, so I'm resuming the video as I was contemplating taking this second entry long right here. But you guys can see there's a first entry long, second entry long right here off the exponential moving average. Same thing that happened right here. But the signal bar is just way too big. I cannot force myself to take this entry right here. Let's me, if I sneak a little bit back, 3.5 points, it's still not a small signal bar. The stop loss is still big. So I'm skipping this one out. Initially, I was afraid going long directly into this resistance, but as you guys can see, this is now an uptrend. We proved it from this bounce. So I'm looking for second entry longs at the key entry point. That is a new high, first entry long, second entry long at the EMA. New high, first entry long, second entry long at the EMA. Unfortunately, the signal bar is here just too big. I have to follow the money management system. I already took a chance here taking and a little bit late, and my stop loss was much bigger than it should have. So I cannot force myself taking these trades, no matter how tempting it is. So because one bad losing trade can wipe out your 2 winners, and you never want to be in that situation. All right, guys, I'm resuming the video as I'm going to enter with the limit order. All right, so I'm going to move my stop loss 1 tick below the signal bar. I'm going to go for 8 ticks. And I'm taking this as a slightly an aggressive entry because we had quite a strong bearish correction. We had a break, and we just have an attempt to create a new extreme. But this is a second entry long, and looks like we may get they may get our stop loss. There's a trend line in play, but you guys can see that the trend is starting to waver, and this was quite a strong bearish move down. So I'm taking a chance here on the second entry long. We'll see what happens. I still think there's a decent chance we can make a scalp here. All right, price is struggling a little bit. This is not what you want to see. This is one of those trades where I'm having a little gut feeling that I may be too early, because my stop loss is supposed to go below this bar. But come on, one more tick.
Target down.
Wow. All right, and that goes to show you that you cannot outsmart the market. You have to trade the market you get. You cannot cherry pick, because I was really, because a lot of times what they like to do, a lot of times they will shake you out because the major stop loss should go below this swing right here. All right, so a lot of times what they will do, they will just tick it few ticks below this bar. They will shake all the weak longs. This is what it's called, the weak longs. People who are risking way too little, they're afraid to put the stop loss a little bit bigger. But since the day volatility is big, I just cannot move it lower. It would really be way too big. But luckily we survived, and this is, once again, that just goes to show you that you want to trade the market, you cannot outsmart the market. And you guys saw it live. I was having a gut feeling that it may fail, but you know, your mind will work against you. You just have to follow the rules. You just cannot cherry pick. Second entry long, break, attempt to create new extreme, but the trend line is in play. This is a strong key entry point, and that's where all the magic happens. All right, and there were a bunch of great entries. You guys saw me this miss, first entry short, second entry short. I didn't take this trade, and the first entry long, second entry long, bar too big, confirming EMA, first entry long, second entry long. That's all you need to do. You just need to wait for high probability setup at the key entry point. Forget about taking these trades all the way up to here, all the way up to here. Just wait for this two-legged pullback. That's the magic setup at the proper key entry point. It's going to generate a lot of winning trades. I can guarantee you that. You just have to be patient. But we haven't got a single runner today. We got stopped out here. We got stopped out here. And I'm afraid we may not even catch the bigger runner here, but let's see. I'm gonna pause it and we'll show you guys the result. All right guys, so the runner got stopped again today. No runner unfortunately on neither one of those trades, but sometimes that happens, and you guys can see that the trend started to lose steam big time. We couldn't even make it. If I'm going to draw the midline, yeah, we couldn't even make it to midline, and it's a huge sign the trend is starting to lose steam, because normally you're supposed to be generating some strong moves, and we tilted pretty strongly. So our runner got stopped out. There is right now a downtrend working lower, but this is just the first break for this trend, so I would not be shorting just yet. Following the trend line rules, okay, I would be expecting a break, at least attempt to create new extreme, and then, you know, then it's safe to go short. But right now this has been fairly strong uptrend, so you have to respect the context, and no picking tops and no shorting just yet. Right. Also, I want to quickly show you the 5-minute chart, what it looked like. I had this downtrend working lower, first two major swings. This one confirmed it. It fits perfectly off the lows. Great confirmation. There was a little break, which leads to a new extreme. And from that point on, price reverse higher. I'm drawing the trend line a little bit wider because this is now a new trend that is beginning. And we have a little break, attempt to create new extreme, double top, but a lot of times double tops are enough. Okay, so that was the 5-minute chart, and we keep pushing higher actually. So I'm gonna wrap it up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, find it useful. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody.